I'd like to call the meeting to order of August 16th. We have the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance
To the flag
of the
of the United
United
States of
States of
America,
America,
and
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God,
indivisible, justice
liberty.
for all.
Can we have the roll call, please, Chris?
Yes, ma'am. Just as a reminder too, make sure you state that you're attending remotely in the state of Michigan, the county and city that you are, or that wherever you're coming from, make sure you, the county, state, and city that you're attending from. So Aldrich. Unmute, please. Here, we'll try this.
Sorry, here, Saugatuck Township, Allegan County, state of Michigan, here.
Perfect. Beckman.
Here, Saugatuck Township, Allegan County, state of Michigan, United States.
Fox.
Yes, here, Allegan County, city of Saugatuck, state of Michigan.
Thank you. Verplank.
In my basement, state of Michigan, city of Saugatuck, Allegan County.
Thank you. Phelps. Unmute too, sir, please.
Or is that better?
Yeah.
Branch County, Ovid Township, Michigan.
And you're present. And last but not least, Pullen.
City of Douglas, Allegan County, Michigan.
And Miller is absent with notice. So that's all, ma'am.
Hey, thank you. Please turn off your cell phones and try not to text during the meeting. Could we have an approval of the agenda, please?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda of August 16th, 2021.
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion by Pullen and a second by Phelps to approve the agenda. Is there any discussion? Okay, can we have a roll call vote, please?
Yes, ma'am. Pullen.
Yes,
Phelps.
Yes,
Aldrich.
Yes,
Beckman.
Yes,
Fox.
Yes,
And Verplank.
Yes.
All 6-0, ma'am.
All right, moving on, can we have approval of the minutes of the July 19th meeting, please?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of the July 19th meeting.
I'll support.
Okay, we have a motion by Phelps and support by Beckman to approve the minutes of the July 19th meeting. Is there any discussion? Okay, we have a roll call vote, please?
Yes, ma'am. Phelps.
Yes,
Beckman.
Yes,
Aldrich.
yes,
Fox.
yes,
Verplank.
Yes.
And Pullen.
yes.
Passes 6-0, ma'am.
Okay, moving on. Is there any public comment? Please keep your comments to 3 minutes. Do we have any public?
If you do need a comment, use the raise hand button in Zoom or use *9 if you're calling in by phone.
Sounds good.
Seeing none.
Okay, I'm not seeing anything.
Me either.
All right, moving on. Okay, request for payments. Peter, you're on. We have the accounts payable. Could I have a motion to approve the accounts payable?
I'll make a motion to pay the accounts payable of $105,347.23.
I'll second it.
Okay, a motion by Phelps and a second by Fox to approve the accounts payable. Is there any discussion?
I have a couple of questions. What are the banking fees from Akatawa? Um,
Peter, are you
Six.
on? Oh, you are on. Okay.
What page are you on, Taru? Where are you at?
Page 6. There's Bank of Tower Bank banking fees, $67.47. I was just curious why we're being charged any banking fees.
I don't
can't hear you,
see, I
Peter.
don't see those statements. I don't know.
You're still muted, Peter.
We can't hear you, Pete.
Hello.
There we are.
Oh, there you are.
I don't know.
Can you hear us? Peter, can you hear us?
I don't think he knows what those fees are, right, Peter?
I don't know what's going on here.
We
Okay,
can hear you.
Hello?
So,
Peter. Hello. Okay, why don't we,
We can skip that. I can ask it another time. I've got another question too, but I can ask those later. That's
We
okay.
can get an answer for that, True, and get it back to you.
Okay, I've got
let-
another one too. I'm curious, you probably answered this. What's MFE Incorporated? Just a curiosity. And the description was KUSSMAUL. What is that?
Where are we at, True? There's
I'm
so
on
much.
page 7. I'm on page 7 now.
I can answer that if you would like, Chief.
Go ahead.
It's Moses Fire Equipment is what MFE stands for, and KUSMAL is the power plugs
Oh,
that are auto ejects for our apparatus.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
That's all I need. Thank you.
okay,
You're
well, let's see if we can get Pete back on eventually. Let's move on to the fire chief's comments and maybe Pete can come back on.
Don't we have to vote on these?
Yeah,
But I would like the questions answered before we vote. So let's put that to the end of the meeting and move on with the fire chief comment.
okay, thank you. Hello, everyone. This is Greg Janik, Saugatuck Township, Michigan, Allegan County. Would like to report, Chris, if you can jump to any reports that we have, I'll just do a highlight. So when this was written, we're up 16%, which is what I think you'd want to report to your jurisdictions. We are probably up more than that now. I think we're at call 595.
something
We've
like
been
that.
absolutely hammered. Motor vehicle incidents, 57% increase from last year. COVID slowed traffic. We have increased traffic now. So you'll see some dramatic increases in that sort of activity. Okay, if you could scroll through that, please, Chris, if you don't mind. And I'll just try to capture something that would really, I think overlapping calls I'd like to get to, please.
I think I might have missed it already.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was up at the top, wasn't it?
Mhm.
Hey, there it is. We'll try that one.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you can certainly see the activity in July, 38 calls. August, we're still in there. So, you know, we're holding steadfast on overlapping calls. I expect that to break 2020. So the next thing would be property values, Chris, near the end.
This one?
Yep,
Great.
that's it. Great. I guess what doesn't show on there, and I'll get to in the report, rather than property values, or we had some tremendous saves here with carbon monoxide. And basically we had 2 families of 5 that the rental ordinance, in my opinion, saved lives because there's a requirement for smoke and carbon monoxide alarms. It's in the fire code. That code was extended to short-term rentals. So we had about 4 or 5 days apart where we had one family that had a alarm issue. They thought they evacuated, and we had high levels of CO. Turned out to be from a instantaneous water heater. So it was a success story. And then I think 4 or 5 days later, we had another carbon monoxide alarm that was from a professionally installed generator where the fumes were coming in from a window. And that has happened twice. We red tagged the generator and requested they do not use this ever again until they have it relocated or corrected. So I think that's about all that I want to point out with the statistics. The rest of it, you'll see medicals are in there, pretty comprehensive. If you have any questions, feel free to give me a call at any time, and I will do my best to answer. Next up on the agenda, state of Michigan has experienced 76 fatal fires year to date. That is significant. We hate to report that sort of statistic. Next up is the Souls for Souls, which is a program where we collect shoes. Has been very successful. I underestimated how receptive people would be to donating shoes. I think they've been here 5 times to pick up shoes that have overwhelmed the collection box downstairs and extended into the corridor. So really effective program that we're happy to be part of. Next, you'll see on the agenda is the carbon monoxide. And
Excuse me,
spoke
Greg,
about, yep.
going back, how long is that Souls for Souls going on?
They didn't tell me, Eric, I don't know. I know we talked to our local contact who's terrific, and she comes over right away and picks them up. I don't know if it's a year program. I'm not sure. I'm sorry.
What she had originally sent us to put on Facebook, I thought they were going to pick the box up like July 26th, but it's still here and they're collecting. So keep bringing them.
You ask for it, you'll get them.
So again, we talked about the carbon monoxide and the importance of that. I don't think a lot of people realize carbon monoxide detectors, like anything else, have a life expectancy. So everyone would be wise to take a look and see the date of production on the carbon monoxide detector. They're 5 to 7 years. And you know, you get the cry wolf where it goes off and the impact of the alarm is diminished because, oh, it's just defective or it's failing. Carbon monoxide detectors are vital to our community, and we give them away free. We install them free. So it's nice to hear when you have something where they work. We do not supply them for short-term rentals. That's on the owner. They make money, they can buy them. So next up, share with you, we received another
Sorry,
grant.
Greg, I got another question.
Yes, sir.
You mentioned short-term rentals and the requirements that they have. Are Airbnbs involved with this, or how do we handle those temporary things?
Some of the jurisdictions handle them differently. We looked at it as Airbnbs were still to be inspected if they have one room to rent. We were to do the room. I learned that from the state of Michigan. We had very few when I started out. Airbnbs really weren't even discussed, but they're more common now. It's the same with a bed and breakfast. We did not inspect where the person lived that operated the B&B, but we inspected wherever it was for hire. And that's supposed to be the same thing with Airbnbs. But some of the municipalities handle a little different ways. Some of them didn't register B&Bs. Chris, you want to comment?
Sure. I couldn't tell you exact quantity off the top of my head because we don't treat them differently from our side, that if we're given an application to inspect, we inspect them all the same regardless of Airbnb or not. is the way they explain it to us, but I bet we've done at least probably 20 or 30 in the last year that we know of that are Airbnbs.
A lot of them are not reported,
Jesus.
not registered.
Sure.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm happy to report that we got another almost $1,700 for personal protection equipment reimbursement for COVID. And here's one I think the board's really going to like that they may want to share. We have 3 people that have graduated and are now state licensed EMTs. This is 242 hours for each person, almost as much as fire school. 242 hours between class and clinicals with the ambulance companies. You put a value on that the government lets you do, and that's just about $21,000 by the hour.
Greg, where are these held?
This one was held at Graskup Fire Department, True, just north of us, which
Okay,
is
close.
convenient.
Mhm.
But all 3 of these, Caleb was through the National Guard, and Sean and Jim were at Graskup Fire.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome. So big congratulations to these 3 guys, because that's a major achievement. Not an easy test. And that concludes my chief comments, Madam Chair.
Okay, thank you, Greg.
Greg?
Peter's back on. Can we go back to accounts payable, please? Pete, can you hear us now?
Pete, are you there?
Jane?
My
Yeah.
question was, what were the fees for Macatawa Bank? It's just a curious question. Why were you charged fees?
Peter.
Did you hear me, Peter?
Mhm.
Uh-oh, he's gone again.
Oh, he's here.
Well, Jane, I don't mind if I get the answer later. We can go ahead, for me, we can go ahead and approve the accounts payable. I don't need to know this before I approve. It's not going to make any difference with me either way.
Pete's trying to call in, I think.
Jane, meanwhile,
Yeah,
could I ask the chief one question, which I
Sure.
almost,
sure, go right ahead.
Greg, on the EMTs, out of curiosity, given that state license, would that be the same level of achievement that would be staffed by the private ambulance services?
Yeah, EMTB would be a classification that they would request for a person that would help a paramedic, because they no longer run 2 paramedics for an ambulance around here. It's a paramedic and EMTB or specialist. EMTB is what they do. Yep.
So a paramedic is.
That's higher level. That's advanced. That's 4 years of school now, I think.
and
Very
that's-
expensive.
And that's what's staffing the ambulance companies,
Yes,
paramedic?
right. 1 paramedic per ambulance, then an EMTB that rides along.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Jane, I talked to Peter and he said for whatever reason, his system's not working, but the fees are because of the current low interest rates that the banks still do charge a minor fee. Since basically it's the way of the world that everybody pretty much has fees on your bank now. So.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, well, hopefully nobody else has any sweeping questions. Do you want to hold a roll call vote for the motion to pass the accounts payable, please, Chris?
Sure. It was a motion by Phelps, second by Fox to pay the bills in the amount of $105,347.23.
Cool.
So Phelps,
Yes.
Fox,
Yes.
Aldrich,
Yes.
Beckman,
Yes.
Verplank,
Yeah.
and Pullen.
Yes,
All right, passes 6-0, ma'am.
Okay, we can move on to unfinished business right now. Greg, could you give us an update on the subpoena lawsuit case?
Sure, and I'm going to actually loop in Stacy if she doesn't mind. My understanding was there was a public hearing to voice any comments either way for the special assessment that's required for the Van Horn project, which was subject to the Bodish lawsuit against the township. Stacy, do you have anything you'd like to share?
Just that the township board voted to settle the Bodish versus Arctic Township lawsuit, which had been signed by all parties. And the settlement will create a special assessment district along 66th Street to install an 8-inch water main and 7 fire hydrants. The first 2 steps towards the creation of the special assessment district have been passed by the board, the township board.
Thank you.
Thanks,
I
Mark.
think Joe's on the line. If you have any questions, maybe he could help you with too, if you have anything you want to ask him.
Is there any questions?
No.
Guess not. All
Okay.
right. Okay, Greg, draft letter to the Old Allegan Road, Blue Star Highway.
Yes, I believe that's in your packet. And again, I would like to bring that to the attention of Dan Fox, if you would like to offer any comments on the letter.
The letter pertains to kind of a continuation of this.
Whole system's crashed.
We lost you, Dan.
We lost you, Dan.
Guess I'm not the only one.
Oh, there's Peter.
Peter, can you hear us?
I can hear everybody fine. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Right,
now we
can
can.
hear you. You're back again.
Oh, you booted Dan off, Peter.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Yes.
Yes.
That was Peter did that. Thanks, Peter. So anyway, the letter relates to the discussion we had last time regarding the Old Allegan Blue Star Highway intersection. And what it aims to do is to express, in the context of the fire district's community risk reduction mission and mandate, to express our concern with that intersection and our request for the county board of, or the road commission, excuse me, the county board to maintain their attention on it and aim to seek a solution there, stoplight or whatever, as expeditiously as possible. There have been articles in the newspaper. I know there've been other letters. And so this is designed simply to, well, really do 2 things. One, to be true to our mission. That is, at least I think, based on the discussion we all had last time, that intersection poses a risk to the community. And, you know, whatever it was last time, 4 accidents and months or whatever and so forth. And so that's number one. And number two, since we don't obviously control the intersection, it's designed to maintain a heightened level of awareness on the part of the county road commission and county commissioners as to that being a priority for this community located in the farthest western forgettable portion of the county.
Okay, he's gone again. Can anybody hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Letter from the
Okay, I have a
district
question.
board with the.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Sure.
We thought you were done. I have a question. How many accidents have been there, say, since they've done the construction on the expressway? Because that's made Blue Star much busier. How many accidents at that intersection?
I don't have it in front of me.
yeah, true. I would have to review that. I don't have that at my
Okay,
fingertips. I'm sure most of you were, there was just another one there. Maybe you don't know.
no, I didn't
Car versus bike,
know. That's
another
awful.
one.
Well,
But-
I don't know how many there are, but they're just accidents waiting to happen anyway, so,
Well, this is the 5th one since the beginning of the year.
oh,
And we're in the
okay.
8th month, so it has surpassed any other intersection.
Okay, okay, thank you.
You're welcome. I'm sorry, I don't know the answer to that, True.
Well, you did, you said 5.
Oh, well,
If-
for this year, yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to know for this year, because that's when the construction started. It made it so much busier.
Hey, we don't have control over the intersection, but I do think the fire district's mission, department's mission for reduction is that under that mission, it's reasonable for us to express and attempt to have priorities on the people who do manage areas where the risk exists. We know that we're at least paying attention. So
So, does the county have jurisdiction over that? They're the ones who make these decisions?
Yes.
and I know
That's something.
the township, according to Cindy, township has that as a very, in her opinion, #1 priority in the township to be addressed. So again, in the context of level of, if you will, on the county board, for an intersection that I expect nobody on the county travels through more than, once a month, whereas the community lives with it every day.
Right, exactly. And the more they hear from the
Thank-
community members, the better.
Hey,
I have
Eric,
a-
Eric, do you have a question?
Yes, I do. Thank you, Jane. I guess thinking out loud, we can only do so much when it comes to sending information to the county and the road commission. And I did notice lately that the brush has been cut back a little. But I feel that as a township resident, we should be doing more to mitigate any other obstacles that are in the way of crossing that street, including cutting back all the brush we can, discussing removing one of the telephone poles on the northeast corner, because there's 2 of them, which is asinine, and do everything in our power to help the cause there. Just my 2 cents.
Okay, thanks, Eric.
I noticed the brush cut back as myself.
Well, I know it's a priority with the township. We're working hard on it, so doing the best that they can with what the power we have.
What,
They
Jane, can I comment on this, Jane?
Sure, go ahead.
What I like about Dan's letter is it really identifies causes of the variables on this intersection, the slight bend, the grade level of Old Allegan Road. Dan is on point that he shows what are the problems, what make this different. This is not a high volume intersection per se, when you look at 64th and Blue Star or some of the other ones, but it certainly nonetheless is more precarious than anything around here. So I'm grateful the township has this as a priority. And I think we need to keep up our awareness campaign and say, hey, this is happening. Okay. We can make excuses for not doing anything, but there are none. What do we need to do to mitigate this? And I think that's what you're doing. So I'm grateful.
Okay, thank you. Peter, are you back on now? Can you hear us? Can we hear you?
You hear me?
Yes. Could you
Okay,
give
I
us
can,
a
I've always been able to hear everybody, but nobody could hear me for some reason.
okay, can we have a financial report? While we still have you.
Okay, I got 32 seconds, you're telling me. So basically, there's a financial report we have, there's no income. We've got a couple grants and some cost recovery we collected, but the large majority is property taxes, which don't come out until the winter bills, and that's a few months away. So, I mean, we're just basically paying the standard payroll, operating utilities currently. We've only used 7.5% of the current budget, and we're 6 or 7 weeks into it. So I think we're in good shape right now. I don't know if anybody has any particular questions or issues. Drew had something about Macataw Bank and the fees, and basically because the interest rates, the service credit is so low with the banks. I mean, it's just the way of the world today that, you know, everybody's paying banking fees because the fees still exist, and what money you have in the bank really isn't worth anything is, I guess, the moral of the story.
Great.
So I don't know if anybody has any questions or issues at hand.
Anybody questions for Pete while we have him? Okay, thank you, Peter. We'll move on now to new business, the Fireboat 2192. It's all yours,
Yeah,
Greg.
right. Yeah, probably not new business now, but a setback for us. Our newer fireboat sunk at the boat dock. It had been checked earlier that day. We had two horrendous rainstorms that day. It was checked after the first one, was being checked after the second one. As the crew approached the dock, the bow went up and the stern went down. It was about 9:15 Friday evening, on a Friday evening. They called me in. I did not want to put divers in the water at night. So Lieutenant Bernardi helped me get a salvage company. And that next morning, met the crew there, helped the salvage operator raise the boat. Then we floated the boat and it was towed by Alton County Sheriff Office. We pulled it out of the water. Then I took it over with my crew to a outboard motor shop to try to save the fireboat pump and the outboard engine. The boat went down to the bottom, only the cabin top was out of the water, so all the electronics were submerged. We believe we've saved the outboard motor and fire pump, but that remains to be seen. The insurance company has come, inspected the boat. We're waiting for direction from the insurance company. We also have another investigator that will be here tomorrow that will try to determine why it happened. We have our suspicions. However, we want to see what the investigator says. So it's under investigation.
Okay,
All right,
And yet, yes, I cried.
yeah, that'd be quite a shock.
thank you,
Greg,
Greg.
that boat was Coast Guard inspected, wasn't it?
They don't inspect them. It was built to standards, you know, ABY standards, but no, because it's not for hire, Eric. It doesn't carry passengers for hire, so there would be no inspection on that vessel.
Okay.
All right, moving on. We have some correspondence from the Black family thanking us for our part in John Block's funeral. Is there anything you wanted to say, Greg?
No, other than it truly was an honor to be there and finally give tribute to John. And the family was very kind with letting us do what we thought was appropriate. They were just supportive, and we were glad that we were able to be part of it. So
thought
Alice
you
was
did a
very
good job.
appreciative.
I thought everybody did a very good job.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, is there any other public comments? Anybody? See anybody, Chris?
Negative. Nope.
Okay. Fire board comments. Let's start with Stacy,
I don't have anything.
Scott,
I'm good.
Dan.
My question is, should we vote on that letter?
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's going to take everybody's signature, I think.
Yeah, we probably should. So if I could you give me a motion, Dan?
Sure, a motion to, basically a motion to approve the draft letter, item 10B on the agenda. Preparation of that for signature by the chief and the fire board, and send it off as whatever's reasonable to get all that done.
I'll second.
Is there any discussion? Any more discussion? Okay, could I have a roll call vote, please, Chris?
Yes, ma'am. Fox. Fox. Roll calls, sorry. Oh,
Yes, yes,
all right. Poland,
Yes,
Aldrich,
Yes,
Beckman,
Yes,
Verplank,
Yes,
Phelps,
Yes,
passes 6-0, ma'am.
thank you. Okay, moving on. Eric, you got any?
nope, I'm good, thank you.
All right, I am too. Okay, could I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
second,
Give a motion by Phelps, second by Pullen to adjourn. Have a roll call vote, please.
36 p.m. Yes, ma'am. Phelps,
Yes.
Pullen,
yes.
Aldrich,
yes.
Beckman,
Yes.
Fox,
yes.
and Verplank.
Yes.
Passes 6-0, ma'am.
Okay, thanks, people. See you
Thank
next,
you,
Have a
board.
good, have a good
Thank
night,
you.
everyone.
all right, see you next month.